and welcome to this very special edition of Live Guest Interview. Today we have an incredibly valuable and important team member on our show, Mr. Michael Knightsby, who's been there from the very beginning for us and supported us from the very beginning, the reason that we met, I think. And a big part of my life, both our lives. He's going to be on the show today, and also I want to thank you to our guests for joining us again on Live Guest Interview. And so we have a series of questions for our guest, Mr. Michael Knightsby, who happens to also be my husband and Daniel's uncle. And by the way, this is Daniel Salino.
Nice to see you guys again.
Yeah, and I'm Catherine Knightsby, realtor, and Daniel's also a realtor. I'm a broker and he's a realtor, and we work together, Knightsby's Homes and Catherine Knightsby Real Estate. And we're always available to be of service to you and your friends and family. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our guest. He's going to come in where I'm now, and Daniel's going to ask him the first couple questions. He's here live with us in our beautiful lounge here on Hudson on the River. He happens to be with us today, so he's not coming in by Zoom. It's completely live, and he's ready to go. He's wearing his top beautiful, wonderful fashion for us today that Daniel and I bought for him. It's a Louis Vuitton tie he's wearing that we bought for him.
Yeah, and it matches us perfectly, and this interview will go great.
Wonderful. So without further ado, once again, I'm going to leave for the first 4 questions, and I'll come back. I'm going to turn it over to my partner and co-pilot, Daniel Salino, and please welcome Mr. Michael Knightsby.
Welcome to the show, my uncle, Michael Knightsby. And to start off the interview, Uncle, I wanted to ask you first. So, you always been an important factor to Catherine's real estate business, and you help out a lot with many things. Even though you aren't necessarily a real estate agent, you do many of the outside handyman things. So the first question I wanted to ask you was, how do you obtain this skill or driving ability to learn how to do all these repairing things, or learning how to fix stuff at the house, or even changing car oil? You help me change my car oil all the time. So I'm just curious, where did you learn that from?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for having me, and appreciate all the time. Well, it's a good question. What's drive me to do all these things? Because I remember when I was young, I went to high school and have, no skill, and owning my first car. And I remember taking my car to the brake shop, and to make it short, the guy didn't do it right. I ended up taking it back, and then after that, I realized that I can't trust these people. I have to learn my own thing, do my own thing. So that's how I started, and after that, it's come natural.
Yeah, that's great. And I could see where sometimes with mechanics they mess up, and there's a saying, if you want the job done, you have to do it right yourself. So that's very intelligent. I respect that you're able to learn that because of your childhood and how in high school they messed up there.
Yes.
So this leads me to my second question now. What motivates you directly to want to help other people with stuff such as my car oil or Catherine's business? What motivates you to do that?
Well, what motivates is that I do it from my heart. It's nothing that I thinking about doing it. I just do it because it's part of my family, and it's natural for me to do it for family and people in general. Basically, just my natural way of taking care.
That's great, and that's very kind-hearted. I respect that, because our audience could, always I feel like they should be able to hear this, where people should do stuff out of the kindness of their heart rather than doing things directly because of a business reason or for financial reasons. So once again, I respect that, and I do appreciate you. And I know this genuinely myself, that you help us out of the bottom of your heart. But of course, this is a live guest interview for the audience now. So for our third question, I wanted to ask you, What is it like having your own in-house sign company? Because Catherine was telling me how you made your own sign company to help cut the prices with building signs, and not only that, it helps you have some creative inspiration and creative instincts to have a part of real estate.
Well, basically, it's come to that we need to put signs somewhere that we're able to do it without having to have someone charge us more money. And basically, I just thought, well, I can go put sign anywhere I need to. So that's the drive for me to do that. Just able to go and put the sign anywhere that needed to, because sometimes when we need other people, they will say, no, we can't do that. That's out of a company range or reach. So that's how I start my own sign.
That's great. I can see the connection there where, once again, if you want the job done, you have to do it yourself, and you have that drive and that motivation to want to do things yourself and excel. And that's great, because that motivates me and inspires me to keep moving forward, do your best, and do things good for your family so you can help others. Because having that sign company has been exponential for the real estate business. Having someone who could do our signs, as you said, 24/7. We won't have limitations whether it comes to branding or if other companies. We have our own in-sign company where if we want the job done and we want it done correctly, it'll be done correctly because you're here to help us. So I appreciate that. And that kind of covers up my next question I was going to ask you, which is, why did you develop your own sign company? And it kind of covers up because, as you said, you developed this because some people in their business are lacking, whereas they don't want to take this opportunity for a business. They're lazy to drive, and that's inspiring that you have that drive to want to be able to help us. And not only that, but you're educated enough to build that sign company. You're skillful enough to do that, and that's not something everybody could do. So I appreciate that.
My final question to you is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience? Or also, we are doing basically Sphere of Influence, which is friends and family, and that is inspired by Brian Buffini, who does The Immigrant Edge. And The Immigrant Edge is based on the idea that people from foreign countries come here with the hunger. Many of my clients are from foreign countries with the hunger to be successful in this country. And Michael Knightsby really embodies that idea, because he's come here from a foreign country and he's had to assimilate, and which is an added challenge. And that's why we admire our clients so much who've come from another country, who've actually learned English, which is hard to learn, and in addition been successful enough to get money to buy homes and sell homes, and even sometimes getting money from buying and selling homes, which I have a lot of investors which fit that profile perfectly. So I wanted to ask you, Michael, because Daniel also wanted me to ask this question: what has it been like for you to come to this country and assimilate, and all the hardship that you've overcome to learn English and to be transacting your life in a whole new culture and way?
Well, thank you for asking. First of all, thank you for having me, and thank you for asking me this question. I came to United States of America when I was very young, and not knowing the language is very hard, because I started school without the language skill, which is very hard for me. But I understand what it is. For example, my homework, the teacher want me to do, but I just can't talk back, can't ask questions, because I don't know how to express in English. But as time progresses, it's make it easier when I finish high school and start college, that when I start to understand more and more. And after that, it just It's natural. It just takes some education. And the longer you stay here, the better you understand. Now I'm way a lot better.
Yeah, I know you've endured a lot to overcome, and I know that all people from foreign countries endure a lot to overcome. And I myself am not good at language. I try to speak broken Spanish. I have many Spanish-speaking clients, and I speak very broken Spanish, even though I've studied it since kindergarten. But that's not my skill. So not my natural skill. Obviously I sing and I do some other things that I can do naturally, but art, for example, but that's not my skill. And I just really appreciate anyone who's speaking in another language, because I understand that, you know, you have two challenges where I only have one.
Well, I'm doing fine now. We just back then there's class school doesn't have anything like ESL, English as a second language. Don't have that, and it was very challenging for me and very hard for me. So basically I just learn as I go and do my best.
Yeah, right. Well,
and you know, as time progresses, I'm fine. I'm doing fine.
Yeah, you're doing great. So, is there anything else you'd like to share with us, or share with our audience? Something you'd like our audience to know about you, or about Catherine Knightsby Real Estate, the history of the company, or anything else you'd like to share with our audience? I leave it open to you.
Oh well, just don't give up life. I mean, just start any way you can and trust in the Lord, and whatever come to you, just do it, and just do it. And sometimes hardship come, and just keep yourself, keep in mind that, you know, you come a long way, so this is not like the end of the road for you. There's a long road ahead. And that's how I keep myself
It's a beautiful advice. Thank you for being on the show.
Oh, thank
We're
you.
really
Thank you
looking
for
forward
having
to
me.
it.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. So do you. You did a great job. Thank you. And so now we'll have Daniel come back on the show and we'll finish it up. Thank you so much. Thanks to our audience. Is there anything you'd like to wrap it up? What that was like for you to talk to Uncle? And sort of like a co-dad, I know, for you, really.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just like, I knew he would do great for this interview because he was inspiring for me, and I know he will inspire other people, you know, just as you're saying, persevere, don't give up, and just keep moving forward no matter what hardship you face. As long as you keep moving forward, learn education, become educated, and just live life, things will work out and we'll have a long road ahead of us.
And we're really working with that right now because we've had some personal setbacks, and the first 3 years of real estate can be challenging, and we're taking some new directions in our company as well, and we have to play the long game. But we just want our audience to know how grateful we are for everyone that watches, and that we're very joyful to go deeper with you and to create better lasting friendships and relationships with you in a personal way. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, be part of this every week. Call us on our cell phone. My number is 209-988-1173. Daniel, would you like to share your number?
My number is 209-765-6194. Feel free to contact.
Yes, knowing that we can go anywhere. We sell in Berkeley, San Francisco, anywhere in California. We can put up a sign. We'll fly it on the airplane if we have to. So, right? I'll have to ask Michael about that. We've never done that before, but we've driven hours away though. Yeah. Okay, so once again, we're signing off for today. This is Catherine Knightsby, Catherine Knightsby Homes, Catherine Knightsby Real Estate. You can subscribe at Notes with Knightsby. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button right here and call us, and we'll be so happy to hear from you. So we're signing off for today, and we'll see you on the next episode of
Live Guest Interviews.
That's right.
Until then.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm beginning to see the light.